welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. I am recording in my car because I have privacy and it's not really late at night. And I'm trying to go to bed earlier, although that hasn't been working for the last few nights. What do I want to say? Hope you had a good weekend. I tried to record on Saturday, but something went weird with the recording and wouldn't upload, so I didn't share that. But I spent a lot of my weekend painting, which I can't share with you either because I'm out in my car for privacy. I'll try to remember to share it on my next video. What's going on? I'm kind of stressed. I'm trying really hard not to be stressed, but I'm stressed nonetheless because my son is sick. And he's been sick since Friday, and he thought at first it was food poisoning, but then it changed, and he was vomiting, diarrhea, and a fever, and a headache, and sore throat, and cough, and now he has shortness of breath. And he's had shortness of breath for, well, it started, I guess, last night, pain in his chest. And dealing with a 16-year-old boy is hard because he exaggerates. He doesn't want to do his chores, so he does things to avoid doing that. And I never know how serious to take things. So I put it off, and then he was really upset tonight. So we called the doctor's office, and they want him to go in immediately for testing for COVID. And of course, can't get it immediately because there's a backlog. But it stresses me out because he's been exposed to my ladybug girl, which we've been working our asses off not to, to keep her safe, and been diligent, and one trip to his father's house, and now we're dealing with this. So I'm kind of annoyed, kind of stressed. I don't really believe it's COVID. I don't really believe it's COVID, but the doctor really believes it is a possibility, which kind of freaks me out, but trying to just to breathe. And yeah, so we have to wait. So tomorrow I have to take him into the hospital and he'll get tested. They'll call when it's his turn to go in, because it's all regimented. So yeah, there's that. So I'm dealing with that, which is really, it's just frustrating because we've worked so hard not to deal with this and to avoid having this enter our house. So I'm kind of just annoyed. And then on a whole nother topic, I have a friend who is jumping down every little rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and has found yet another one to jump down, and I'm just not sure how to deal with her. I'm just really not sure how to deal with her, because I know and I believe that all theories out there have some semblance of, reality to get them where they are. However, if you're only looking for, if you're working out of fear of authority, and you're working out of mistrust of every single human being on the face of the earth, you are not apt to find any truth in anything offered by anybody with any kind of education or background, and it just feeds into that fear of everybody's lying to me. And so you only look for those kind of things. You don't allow truth to come because it's actual truth. You look for ways that people are trying to are untrustworthy, I suppose. Anyway, I'm having a hard time knowing how to communicate with her because I think she's a wonderful person. I think she's a wonderful human being. And I think, like I said, in some regards, all theories have some basis in reality. It's how much you twist those bases in reality and how far you're willing to, because you don't want reality to be trustworthy, or everybody else's reality be trustworthy. It's how far you twist those to go down these rabbit holes, and she's way down deep in a whole whack of them, and I just don't know how to communicate with her, because she just kind of throws me under the bus of, oh well, you've been brainwashed. And honestly, I don't feel I've been brainwashed. I don't believe that everything that is happening is all the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I believe there's definite mistrust out there by governments and, you know, whatever. I understand the mistrust of all of that. However, I have family in the States who are dealing with the COVID outbreak desperately. I have family and friends who are dealing with the riots that she says are non-existent. They're all staged and they aren't really happening, and it's just a big conspiracy theory by the Democrats to overthrow Republicans. I don't know. That's one of the milder theories she has. She had they're just, all of her theories are so far away from, I don't know, it's hard to know what to do. You can't trust the media. Okay, to a point, yes, but to a point you can, and you have to find a balance. You can't be afraid of everything and everybody, and you can't think that the whole world is out to get you. Anyway, you can't live in fear, I guess is my point. She wants us all to live in fear. She wants us all to live in fear of fake news fear that's trying to control us. So don't believe the fear mongering. There's nothing to be afraid of, but be afraid of the fact that everybody's trying to make you be afraid. It's very convoluted. And my point is that you don't have to be afraid. You can have the truth, and you can know this stuff is happening without being afraid. You can take action to do better. You can take action to protect yourself. You can take action to, live in awareness, or with awareness. It doesn't mean it has to manipulate your life. It doesn't mean you have to give up your world, but creating fear that you can't trust anything you read and anything you hear and anything that people are saying, because every single person is being bought off, and every single person is lying, and every single person is afraid for their lives, because if they speak the truth, they're going to disappear. That might happen in worlds like, China, but to say that my family who are in the healthcare system are lying to me because the government is forcing them to make everything up is just, and yet she'll believe all these random stories from people who she knows nothing of. She has no knowledge of them. They have posted one YouTube video, and therefore they know it all because, well, you can follow the trail down the rabbit hole. And anyway, it's a long, convoluted whatever, but it's just hard when you care about somebody, and I'm always legitimately interested in other people's opinions and theories and thought processes, but every single thing she posts on Facebook, everything she texts to us, everything she gets mad at us about for believing or for following guidelines or defending, she's like, they're so extreme. They're so extreme. And I don't want to say conspiracy theories, because every theory is a theory, and you can twist everything to say it's a conspiracy, and so I'm trying not to use that terminology, but people saying that they're fact-based because they have it written down in a book, like they themselves have written it. She sent me a thing about our new king. Our new king is a light worker, and she didn't say anything else. She says she finds it fascinating that our new king is a light worker, and I was like, what is this about? So I did some research, and there's one YouTube video produced by a woman who claims to have all this information on how the current monarch is bogus, that there's a whole lineage of people that are the true monarchs. But all of her proof, here I can prove it to you, she shows you on video, is all her handwritten notes. There's no documentation, there's no, documents, period. And then it cuts to a video of these three guys referring to the one guy as the new king, and these other guys are questioning him. And when I did research into that video, it's a satire. It's these three guys who basically made up this story and pretended to, like, that if this was true, blah 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 blah, and I'm the new king I'm the rightful king of England because I can trace my ancestry back to whoever. That's the first one, but that one wasn't linked. The one that's linked is the second video they made, answering people who actually believe their satire, answering their questions and justifying how they came up with this truth that they made up. And they're literally laughing in the video because it's so extreme, it's so ridiculous but they can find their ways to justify it. So, and now they've got this cult following of people who believe that this random guy has decided and that he's the rightful king of England, and they've got pictures of that's why the queen has disappeared from sight, because she knows it's the truth and she's in hiding. Sorry, it's really bright. She's in hiding because this truth is coming out, when in fact she's in quarantine because of COVID, and that the Pope and all the Vatican people are aware of all this, and they've been arrested. That's why nobody knows where they are, because of their forging documents or whatever. But not the Pope. He's acknowledged this. He actually acknowledged it in Easter Sunday, and but so the reason these guys from the Vatican aren't available is because they're arrested, not because they're in isolation from COVID. Oh, and COVID is actually the code word for the crown is rising or something. I'm like, how far can we twist this? And they're laughing as they're saying all this. And also that Trump is the savior, because the next born savior, because his dad's middle name is Christ and his mom's name was Mary. Therefore, Trump is our savior reborn, and that he is in line with this guy who believes he's the rightful king, and he's doing all this stuff with the economy and the Vatican to get this man, all of the fortunes of the world belong to this man because he's the one true king. And they're laughing. So the guys that are recording this, answering their questions about how this is true and whatever, they're killing themselves laughing as they're recording this. The one guy pretending to be king, he's also serious, and the other two are just killing themselves because it's a satire. But people take these satires and twist them and put them into their own, well, this has to be true because Trump is the next Messiah, and it has to be true because Corona's a lie. And but yet last week, so anyway, she believes all this, but then last week she believed that Corona was true, but it's been released to it's been released by the governments in order to make people afraid, so that they'll want the vaccine, so that they can, in fact, microchip us through these vaccines. And do I think that this was released purposely? Maybe not. Maybe in some countries, and it managed to get here. Do I think our country did it? No. But was it done purposely? Possibly. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I believe it's out there. Do I think they're going to microchip us through vaccines? No, I don't believe that, because they don't need to. We have phones. They can track us wherever the heck they want to. They don't need to vaccinate us. We've already given them permission to follow our every whim and figure. Anyway, conspiracy theories. Trying not to use that word, but this one went down the rabbit hole. I gotta say, today's went down the rabbit hole, and I don't even know how to respond to her. And I love her dearly, but holy cow, I think she's just so angry about being told what she can and can't do, and she's so afraid from just her history of being told what, like being controlled, that she needs to, I don't know, it's just, I don't understand how you can believe one day that the virus exists and the next day believe that it's all a hoax in order to raise the next king. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that now, because, like I said, she's my friend and I love her dearly, but I just don't know how to even talk to her. So there's that. Yeah. Back to homeschooling this week. That's my least favorite part. Little Bear's planning her camping trip for the season. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but she's bound and determined we're going camping this year. So, yeah. And then my son is sick. So, on that note, I should probably go home, because I got him some stuff to hopefully calm his cough and deal with his fever, because we didn't have anything in the house. So this is why I was out and about in the neighborhood. So anyway, I hope you had at least the weather got nice. Back to work today in the sunshine. Damn, the weekend was cold. It made me just want to burrow down, but I didn't. I did art. And next time I film, I will show you some of it, because some of it turned out pretty cool. So I was impressed with that. Anyway, until next time, I think that's all. Dear Twin Flame, you are loved and you are missed.